Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So today we are going to look at the sixth part of our discussion on Sikh Rehat Maryada, and I want to conclude on looking at the personal aspects of Sikh Rehat Maryada. There are other aspects of Sikh Rehat Maryada on how to have Guru Mata and things like that, but that's probably beyond the scope of our discussion here. So we will conclude with what are the guidelines and instructions sometimes in the Sikh Rehat Maryada for our personal Sikhi, for our personal life, all based on Gurbani, of course. Yeah, all based on Gurbani. So let me start sharing. At the essence of it all, the more we read Gurbani, the more I think we will begin to realize that a fundamental message of how a Guru Sikh should live keeps coming back again and again. And that is our connection to Naam. ਜੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਜੀਵਨ ਜੀਣਾ ਹੈ, ਸਿੱਖੀ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਵੇ ਵੀ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਲੜ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਮ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਲੜ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਹੈ. We need to connect to Naam constantly, every day, and in everything that we do. So in Rag Suhi, our third master, Shri Guru Amar Das Ji says, Ek oankar satgur prasad, namme hi te sab kich hova, bin satgur naam na jape. Everything that you want to achieve in life, or whatever you feel that you need to do in life, it will all come through Naam. Stay connected to Naam. Make your effort, of course, but stick to Naam. Bin Satgur Naam na jape. So, a little bit of a proviso here is that if you are not connected to the true Guru, then probably if you are reciting something, you are meditating something, it may not necessarily be the Naam from a Kalpurkh Guru. So, who is the true Guru? For a Guru Ka Lal, for a Guru Sikh, we will see later in the guidelines of the Sikh Rehat Maryada. The true Guru is Shabd Guru, is Tan Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib. So, Naam de naal hi sara kuch hona hai, te Tan Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib ji to agwahi leke, direction leke, ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਨਾ ਹੈ. ਗੁਰ ਕਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਮਹਾਰਸ ਮੀਠਾ. ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੁੜ ਗਏ ਨਾ ਚੰਗੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਸਿੰਸੀਅਰ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ? ਗੁਰ ਕਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਮਹਾਰਸ ਮੀਠਾ. ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਸਵਾਦ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਬਿਨ ਚਾਖੇ ਸਾਧ ਨਾ ਜਾਪੇ. ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਬਾਣੀ ਨਾ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਈਏ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚੰਗੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦੀ. ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਜਪਜੀ ਪਾਠ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੇ ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮੇ ਪੰਥਕ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਨਾ ਸੁਣ ਲਈਏ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਡਾ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਫਾਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ. ਕੌਡੀ ਬਦਲੇ ਜਨਮ ਗਵਾਇਆ ਚੀਨਸ ਨਾਹੀ. ਤੇ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਿਓ. ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇਹ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਦੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਬਦਲੇ, ਕੌਡੀ ਬਦਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਭੱਜੇ ਫਿਰੀਏ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਪ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਹਿਚਾਣ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਵਾ ਲਈਏ. ਸੋ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਲਿਵਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਇਹ ਹੈ, ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਮੇਕ ਨਾਮ, ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਮੇਕ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ part of our life, part of our daily life, part of our decision making, part of our start to the day, part of all our activities and events. And if we do that, then we won't go much wrong. There's another thing which we touched on earlier. I want to just circle back to that, and that is every Sikh should, as far as possible, I'm using the translation of the Rehat Maryada here because there's nothing so difficult or controversial here. Every Sikh should, as far as possible, maintain a separate and exclusive place for the installation of Guru Granth Sahib in his home. Now this causes a problem for those of us who live in apartments, who live in flats, and who live in a limited space. How can we create a separate and exclusive space? Well, wherever possible, as far as possible, we should try to do that. As long as we can create a separate place. For many, many years, I was able to create a separate room for Tantan Shri Guru Granth Sahib. But now, since I live in a flat, I find it difficult to create a place where I could actually do seva of Guru Granth Sahib fully. And that is my loss. And I'm looking forward to finding a way to actually bring Guru Granth Sahib, the reading of Guru Granth Sahib into my life. The second best thing would be to go to a Gurdwara nearby and read Gurbani from there. I think I have mentioned this before. For anyone who says, oh, I don't know how to read Punjabi, I don't know how to read Gurbani, I think that is the most lame excuse anyone can make. If you are sincere about following your spiritual path, then you will find ways to learn Punjabi, to learn Gurbani. There's so many facilities available in practically every Gurdwara. I can say this for Malaysia. For every Gurdwara in Malaysia has some form of facility for us to learn Punjabi, Gurmukhi and Path. So if I say, oh, I don't know how to read Path, then you are missing out on one very important aspect of spiritual connection. And why is that so important? Because, gunge ki mathiyai. Some things cannot be just told. Oh, you do this, there will be a lot of happiness in your life. You will achieve great things. I cannot tell you what you will achieve. I cannot tell you what God has in store for you. But I can tell you this much. If you are not connected to God, then you will not be able to see what He has in store for you. You will not be able to receive it. It's just like Wi-Fi, isn't it? Today someone sent me a message. Faith is like Wi-Fi. You have to have the service. You have to have the connection. So I believe that connection with the Naam Bani is like Wi-Fi. If your Wi-Fi is on, then good things will come, blessings will come, peace and joy will come through the channel. Not necessarily in the way that you imagine. I always emphasize that. Not necessarily in the way you thought about things. Because we sometimes think about things in a very narrow perspective. But God looks at things at a very broad perspective. Now, if we are doing Sahaj Path on a regular basis, if we are doing Path on a regular basis, that's fantastic. Yeah? But at least what we should be able to do is every day, in addition to our Nitnem, let us try to connect to the Hukamnama. Let us connect to the Hukamnama, not try. Let us connect. Yeah? Every Sikh should take the Hukam, the command of Guru Granth Sahib in the early hours of the morning before taking a meal. Now this is the recommendation. Be ਭੋਜਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਭਜਨ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਭੋਜਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੀਲ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਭਜਨ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਉਹਦੀ ਉਪਮਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਉਸਤਤ ਸੁਣ ਲਓ and if you can actually get the hukamnama from your local Gurdwara Sahib. Nowadays most Gurdwaras have got a good WhatsApp service. In fact, it is so efficient. I get the 2 or 3 hukamname every day, and in addition to that we can always listen to the live hukamnama from Harwinder Sahib. For those who are keen to listen to Hukamnama from Harwinder Sahib, if you can do that, sometimes nowadays because of the time difference, it may be too late for you and you have to go off to work or something like that. The good thing about live streaming is that you can go back to that part where the Hukamnama was read. Hukamnama, by the way, is read twice. Now, ideally, you should listen to the Hukamnama before you take the meal. But if for any reason we can't do that, it is fine that you do that sometime early enough during the day. And use YouTube to hear that if you need to, or have a WhatsApp service from any one of our major Gurdwaras in Malaysia or around the world for that matter. It is desirable that every Sikh should carry on a continuous reading of the Guru Granth Sahib and a complete full reading in a month or two or even a longer period. I met one Pracharak and he said that he takes 6 years to complete one Sahaj part. 6 years. Because he reads one Shabad, he contemplates on it, he thinks about it, and he even makes some notes to himself. And then he reads the next one. 6 years. And, if you are not so competent to do so much part every day, if you just, it is simple mathematics. Let me see. I'm owning my calculator now. So it's 1430. And I say that if I do 2 pages, 2 patre in a day, that would be 715 days divided by 365. That would be about 2 years. And 2 years is about right. I have seen many of my friends, many of my good Sikh brethren, they normally finish the part within a year to 2 years. Those who have more time on their hands, they can finish it within a year. But I have seen many people do it in within 2 years. So, look, you don't have to give yourself a target to read a part such that it becomes a burden. No, it should be a joy. So when you get up in the morning and you say, after I have finished washing up and things like that, I do Prakash of Tantan Shri Guru Granth Sahib, I take the Hukamnama first before I do my Nitnem. That's the whole idea. Yeah? So, Guru de Darshan ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ Guru de Darshan ਕੀ ਨੇ? Guru de Darshan ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ ਲੈਣਾ. That is it. So, Gur ka Darshan. And in Rag Asa, our fourth master, Dhan Guru Ramdas, Mere Man Tan Prem Naam Adhar. The love of the Naam, the name of the Lord, is the support of my mind. Adhar means support. Yeah? Mere Man Tan Prem Naam Adhar. The love of the Naam is my support. And what happens? Naam Japi, Namo Suksar. Because I find every opportunity to chant the name. I find every opportunity to read Gurbani. And the Naam becomes my essence of peace. And then, this is his observation. Guru Ramdas, just imagine, he's saying this. Then he turns his beautiful, aura-filled personality and looks at us and he says, my dear friends, Naam Japo, Mere Sajan Sena. So come, let us chant the Naam. The Naam is the essence of peace. Yeah? Naam bina mein avar na koi. I can't imagine any other support, spiritual, emotional support to give me peace and calm. Naam bina mein avar na koi. Vadde paag, Gurmukh har leela. It is with very, very great fortune that we actually get Naam. Yeah? Then he goes on to elaborate. Naam bina nahi jeevya jaye. Vadde paag, Gurmukh har paaye. And those who are unfortunate, Naam heen kalak mukh maya, Naam bina trig jivaya. They are wasting their life away. Vada har paag kar paya, Nanak Gurmukh Naam divaya. So, in our personal Sikhi, having Naam is very important. There are hundreds of references to or encouragement in Guru Granth Sahib, the great book of love, on how to fall in love, with God. Now let's go on to some technical things from Sikh Rehat Maryada. So today's concluding discussion is on Gurmat di Rani, our personal Sikhi. Sikh di aam Rani, Kirt, Virt, Gurmat ansar hove. So our day-to-day life, our work, our dealing with the public, our dealing with the world at large and our family should follow the Guru's advice, Gurmat ansar hove. So what is Gurmat? So in this section, the people who did the research for Sikh Rehat Maryada, they put down certain principles, all of which are based on Gurbani. Firstly, have total faith in one Akal Purkh, and remember that when we worship, we are worshipping only the one Akal Purkh that Guru Nanak Dev Ji talked about. So the first starting point that they researched is Ek Akal Purkh to chhut kise Devi Devte di upasana nahi karni. So other than worshipping the one Ek Oankar, other than worshipping Sahib Mera Eko Hai, other than worshipping the one Guru Jede Lad Laya, Bani ne Lad Laya, Bani Baad Vich Sanu Cheta Krai Gayi. We do Japji every day. We start with Ek Oankar. So we are worshipping to that one true creator, Sat Kartar. We are worshipping only that one true creator. And the true creator is also called Nirankar in Gurbani. And the concept of Nirankar is that he may be without form. Tud Roop na Rekhya Jat. He is without form, but every form is his form. All Akar is his Akar. A fantastic way to describe God. So Ek Akal Purkh to chhota, kise Devi Devti di upasana nahi karni. We don't need to worship or bow to anyone else. Farid even goes so far as saying, look, I want to worship you, O God. And if you say to me, no, you stop worshipping me, you can worship someone else also. He says, you rather take me back, take my life. I don't need this body anymore. You gave me this body so that I can worship you and so that I can find a higher level of awareness. And that is what Manukha Janam is all about. This is what we are here about. Why did we get superior intelligence? So that we can actually achieve super awareness. You may call it nirvana, some people do. But creating that super awareness will connect us to the universe, as some people call it. We say, Ek Akal Purkh. Ek Akal Purkh to chhot kise Devi Devti di upasana karan di nahi lod. Apni mukti da data te isht keval 10 Guru Sahiban, Shri Guru Granth Sahib ਅਤੇ Guru Sahiban di Bani nu manna. Have total and complete faith that our spiritual salvation is 100% based on the blessings of the 10 masters, 10 gurus, and the living master that they have left for us, Tan Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib, and Guru Sahiban di Bani nu manna. Naam. Name hi te sab kich howa. Thirdly, 10 Guru Sahiban nu ਇੱਕੋ ਜੋਤ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਰੂਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੰਨਣਾ. Sometimes people ask, why do we need 10 different personalities? And what is the difference between the message of Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh? What is the difference in the messages of Guru Nanak and other gurus? Well, if you go back and look at Janam Sakhis, you go back and look at historical records. Sadly, many of these were written by others. I have told you that before. But you will find references to where they say, and I've mentioned this in my previous lecture, that when one guru went to Assam and he did his preaching there, Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he went to Assam, and he did his preaching there. And then later, when we wanted to collect the Gurbani and all that, the fifth master also went there to certain places and villages. And there were people who said, you speak exactly like that person who came here. Our grandfather used to talk about this person and used to talk about his message, and you speak exactly the same way. For me, that was so amazing. I think that is real living proof. Ek Jyot. It's Ek Jyot. Yeah? Thus, Guru Sahiban nu Ikko Jyot da Prakash Roop Karke Banna. Jyot Oha Jugt Sai Sakaya Fer Palatiye. To the Dithe Sache Padsha Mal Janam Janam Katiye. Even Gurbani explains it was the same message. It was the same Jyot. At the end of the day, I asked a very learned person, so if someone says, who is your spiritual master? The answer is Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Because Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji is speaking through the second master, the third master, the fourth master. And this is why all our Gurbani, at the end of it all, it will say Nanak. Nanak Sahi. They never said Angad Sahi, Amardas Sahi. No. Kahe. It's always Nanak. Yeah. So that is about our faith system. We have faith in one God, Akal Purkh Vaheguru. We consider the message of Guru Nanak Dev Ji given to us through the 10 masters and Tantan Shri Guru Granth Sahib to be our pathway to spiritual salvation, and we believe the message to be one message. Then we move on to other worldly things. So in section Sassa, the fourth section, it says, do not pay attention to Jat Paat, caste system, Chhoot Chhaat, higher caste, lower caste, higher this, higher that. Sadly, we do. Even today we do, sadly. But it is clearly stated that we should not. Jantar Mantar Tantar, don't worry about, magic and this and that. We don't want to go there. Yes. These things might have been proven in the world. I mean, Discovery Channel and National Geographic show how this good for people for whom it will. But we don't want to go there. We don't need to go there. Shagan. Aji eda kar lo shagan hunda. Tirth. Oh, this is a good day. This is a bad day. Mahurat. Oh, this is a good day to launch something. Greh. Rash. Oh, this is a period of bad luck and things like that. Now, those people who follow astrology and things like that, they have things like that. And I asked someone who has been looking at this for many years. And I said, what is it? He said, yeah, all these things, there is some physics to it, there is some science to it. Then I said, but what about somebody who is doing his Nityaname, doing her Nityaname? What about somebody who is connected to Naam? He said, oh, Naam covers everything. If you have Naam, you already have full protection. And this, from the words directly to me of someone who is an expert in things like this. So we don't want all this Mahurat, Greh, Rash, Pittar, Pya, this, that, Diva, Kiryakaram, Home. What for? Jag, Tarpan. Because these are the things that were being done in India, I suppose, at that time. So we don't want all this. Even Puran Mashi Ad de Vart Karne. Yeah, it is true. It is very common in India that every Sangrand people go there. Puran Mashi is celebrated. Well, if in our busy life we need an excuse to go back to Gurdwara and do Satsangat, okay, that's fine. But Oda Vart Rakhna, no. अन्न ना खाया साध गवाया दूजा पाया. Asa Kiwar tells us that. Say, why? Why do you give up your food? God gave you this food. God gave you this recipe, if you might like, yeah? Why give it up? Why give it up? Yeah? So, Tilak Janju, Tulsi Mala, ये सारे गुरु नानक देव जी ने मना करते सन, yeah? Gor, Mat, Madi, Murti, Puja, or no, we don't put Murti and we worship the Murti. I know there's a big debate about we shouldn't have Murtiya at all in our homes because that is not Guru Nanak. I think we should be a little creative, and this is my personal opinion. If anyone disagrees with it, I humbly agree with you. Yeah. Basically, to my mind, if we make it very clear to ourselves and to our family members, especially the next generation, that this is not a picture of Guru Nanak Dev Ji or a picture of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji. This is just an artist's expression of love to show that this is what someone, yeah, they might have looked like. And if we have such a picture, caricature, a graphic of Guru Maharaj, and you go to most Gurdwaras around the world, they will have some kind of picture where people showing langar, this, that, Guru Maharaj, and stuff like that. It gives people a feeling that, remind them of the Gurus. So if it is just doing that, that is fine. But the day we start putting up these paintings and then we put our toof in front of them and then talking to the picture and saying, hey, Guru Nanak, why are you like this? Then we are misled. I'm sorry to say. Otherwise, जो श्रृंगार करना, decoration करनी, museum के तौर पे, I feel that it is okay. But it's very difficult to distinguish this, isn't it? Yeah. So, when people say, let's get rid of this, I can see where they are coming from. Yeah. Anyway, Murti Puja Aad Param Roop Karma Utte Nishcha Nahi Karna Ji. Guru Sthan To Kise Antaram De Tirath Ya Tam No Apna Asthan Nahi Manna. The only Guru Asthan that you should consider to be your place of worship is a Gurdwara. Yeah, we can visit mandirs and masjids and churches and all that to interact with our fellow human beings. That's perfectly all right. But our place of worship is the Gurdwara, Guru Asthan. And I would like to just record here my pleasure and my happiness that we have another Guru Darbar, very beautiful Guru Darbar that has been recently renovated, and they have just completed the 4 days Grand Samagam, and I found that a lot of things that we need to follow nowadays to make sure that Gurumat is strong were actually applied there. For one, the hall was acoustically so well balanced. I think probably in acoustic terms, this is one of the best Gurdwara halls that I have been to. Yeah, with the wood paneling and things like that. Number two, no pictures, no flashy posters or things like that. Very neat and clean, so that if Kirtan is going on, we just focus on Kirtan. If Path is going on, we just focus on Path. I think the people who were behind this project need to be congratulated, I'm referring, of course, to the newly renovated and reopened Gurdwara Sahib Sanctum. Yeah? So, Guru Sthan to kise antaram de tirth ya kaam nu apna sthan nahi manna. Then, you also have other guides, other teachers, other sources of information. पीर ब्रह्म ने पूछना सुखना शिरनी वेद शास्त्र गायत्री गीता कुरान अंजील आदि उत्ते निश्चय नहीं करना. We take our spiritual message only from ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ. ਹਾਂ, ਆਮ ਵਾਕਫੀ ਲਈ ਅਨਮਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਗ੍ਰੰਥਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਯੋਗ ਹੈ. It is good for you to read other spiritual text so that you got a reference point. Yeah. So that you can understand how others think about Kalpuk, how others think about God. It's a good thing to have general knowledge of things like that. But our Guru Asthan is a Gurudwara. Our spiritual master is Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib. So, Khalsa sare matta to nyara rahe, par किसे अंतर्मीदा दिल न दिखाए. We walk our own path. And our path may be different from others. And, they have these posters, proud to be a Sikh. That's exactly what this is about. Be proud to be who you are. Yeah? Dare to be different, they say. Many people say, not just Sikhs, many people say, dare to be different. Dare to be yourself. I think that's most important. So Khalsa we must be dare to be ourselves. Par kise antarmida dil na dikhave. So, but we do not say hurtful things to people of other faith. We walk our path. We are not here to make other people feel bad. Har ek kam karan to pehla Vaheguru agge ardas kare. Whenever you want to start any important work, always think of Vaheguru. Kita lod ye kam so har pe aakhiye. Karaj de swar Satgur sach saakhiye. Before you start any work, Kita lode, you're thinking of doing something. So har pe aakhiye. Please inform God. He will be there with you. And this is a guarantee given by God Himself and my Guru. Yeah? हर एक काम करन तो पहला वाहिगुरु अगे अरदास करे. फिर सिख लई गुरमुखी विद्या पढ़नी जरूरी है. This is what we started off with. It's very important. It is written in Sikh Rehat Maryada that you should study Gurmukhi. If you are not even studying Gurmukhi, then you are failing in this aspect of Rehat Maryada. Or Vidya bhi padho. Please do other knowledge also. But how can you not look at the language that is connected to your roots, to your culture, to your spiritual journey? If you don't make the effort to learn that, then maybe I would question your sincerity. I'm sorry to say that. Yeah? ਸੰਤਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੀ ਵਿਦਿਆ ਦਿਵਾਣੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਹੈ. And to give education on Gursikhi to your children is your duty. As a Guru ka Sikh, as a Guru ki Sikhni, as Guru ke Lal, it is our duty to make the opportunity available to our children to study this. Yeah, I know that our parents used to be a bit more strict about this. Nowadays, the Sikhi time has to be balanced or shared with ballet and sports and other activities. Good, let's do everything. But our kids are also 10 times smarter than us. So the absorption rate also is 10 times faster. I think it should be no problem if we do that. All we need is sincerity of purpose. That's all. And then, of course, Hukam Razai Chalana, Nanak Likhyana. We walk in the path of Vaheguru. One of the key ways in which we show that we walk in the path of Vaheguru is to try to stay as closely as possible in the form that He has created us. Case ladke ke je hoy so una da bura na mange. Case nahi rakhe, case oi rakhe, naam Singh rakhe. So boys have unshorn hair and keep the name Sikh. Sikh अपने लड़के लड़कियां दे केश साबित रखे. Yeah. So it's our duty for children who are under our care to actually let their hair be unshorn. I was having a discussion with a parent group, and sometimes parents ask practical questions, and it's fair. I think everybody should have the right to bring forth their questions and doubts. So some of these young parents said, but it is now more convenient, it is not proper for our children. Sometimes they are ridiculed in school, sometimes this, that and the other. So ridicule comes from whom? Comes from people who are badly brought up. So I think the issue should be there. Our authorities, we should make representations to our Sikh authorities. Some years ago, I had to go to VI, and I was told that, the teachers were giving a tough time to our Sikh students who have the assignments, who are growing, and I made a representation to them and explained to them. And now we have a letter in Malaysia which actually allows us to keep our hair unshorn. So I think there's no excuse now. Yeah? And teachers need to be told again and again. They need to be reminded again and again. And if needed to go every month to every school, I will do that. Really. Yeah? As a matter of fact, this Monday, tomorrow, I will be going to the Methodist Boys School and be talking to a group of secondary school students, some Sikh boys and Hindu boys, 100 of them, about Sikhi. We need to be proud of who we are. Yeah. So I can understand those excuses and all that, but my humble suggestion to all young parents who very easily just want to take their children to the barber just for convenience. When people in our history, they gave their life, they gave their head, they went through torture just for their right to be in this room that a Kalpak Vaheguru does. I just want to say one thing to you. Why not give your children the chance to learn Sikhi, and when they grow up and when they are adults, if they want to cut their hair, well, that's on them then, not on you anymore. But if you already cut the hair of a child when he's young, you have taken that right away from them. You have taken something away from your children. Yeah, so think about this. Then the next one is another contentious issue. Sikh Bhang, Afeem, Sharab, Tamaku, Aad Nashe Na Varte. Amal Prashade Dahi Rakhe. Yeah? If you need to be addicted to anything at all, be addicted to your one roti. That's what Sikh Rehat Maryada says. Yeah? Do not get involved in drugs and drinks. I think Amrit ka vapari hoye, kya mad chooch hai pao tare. Yeah? Gurbani says directly, if you are a person who is walking through Amrit, Naam, you are dealing with Amrit, yeah, with the ambrosia Naam. If you are already a trader in this, that means exchanging Naam with your Gursikhs and all that, you don't need to exchange with liquor and glass and things like that. No need. Now, When you go to the doctor, sometimes they give you this cough medicine and they will say this makes you drowsy. That's different, yeah? The purpose there is medication, not pleasure. That's different. But let us not use this for pleasure. I later will show you a talk about pleasure too. Guru Maharaj says if you want pleasure of this, pleasure of that, what is wrong if I want a little bit of pleasure for myself? We say that, isn't it? Guru Maharaj says you want pleasure of entertainment, you want pleasure of family life, you want pleasure of sexual life, you want pleasure of outdoors and company and all that. Where is going to be the place for now, my friend? Yeah? And where there is a desire to find pleasure, where will there be place for love for Waheguru? No. So Gurbani already said everything very clearly. Yeah? So then specifically, Sikh Mard athwa Istri nu nak kan chedna mana hai. So all this no. Why? Be the way God created you. Hukam razai chalana. Nanak likhya naal. Gur ka Sikh kanya na mare. Kudi maar naal na varte. In India, sadly, we hear of cases and even of some of our brethren who from India have gone to other countries. They try to abort female children. So they try to find the sex. So, ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਕਰੋ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਉਨਾ ਹੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰੋ। ਗੁਰੂ ਕਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਿਰਵਾਹ ਕਰੇ। Live an honest living, yeah? ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣਾ, ਵੰਡ ਛਕਣਾ, ਕਿਰਤ ਕਰਨੀ is there already. ਕਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਗਰੀਬ ਦੀ ਰਸਨਾ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੀ ਗੋਲਕ ਜਾਣੇ। You see, Sikh Rehat Maryada didn't say, you please give a lot of money, yeah? Gurdwara, although that is important, give a lot of money for associations and societies. Well, think about this. Every time you do something for a poor person, you're actually putting money in Guru Ki Golak. This is a story of our friend Ratan Tata. You may have heard it before. And when he was asked about happiness, he said that I have 4 types of happiness in my life. My first happiness was my success in business. Secondly, making a lot of money. And thirdly, being able to own a lot of things and properties and things like that. But he said the greatest happiness for me, the 4th happiness was this. He said when someone told me, they need these wheelchairs and some other medical equipment. They need this stuff for these children, poor children who are in an orphanage. Ratan Tata said, yeah, okay, fine. Get one of our CSR guys. We can do that. 100 wheelchairs is fine. He said no. He was a friend. So he insisted that Ratan Tata would personally go and give those wheelchairs to the children. So they went there, there's a bit of fanfare, they gave all the wheelchairs and everything. And as they were standing, mingling around, and as they were about to leave, suddenly Mr. Tata felt someone holding on to his leg. He tried to move and then he looked down, he saw a little girl holding on to his leg. And he said, yes, beta, yes, child, what is it that you want? Do you want something else? And she said, no, I just want to take a good look at your face so that when I meet you again in heaven, I can say thank you to you again. That's an amazing story. Guru ka Sikh Garib di Rasna nu Guru ki Golak jane. Sikh Rehat Maryada says, if you have fed the poor, as we do, as you know, our Langar Sevas are going on. Oh, it's incredible. This is Guru Ki Golak, the true Golak. Yeah. And then some obvious truths. Chori yari na kare, jua na khete. Yeah. Ete ras sarir ke, kaikat naam nivas. If you are going to indulge in theft, in lust, in cheating, in gambling, and all this kind of thing, where is there place for now? No more. Yeah. पर बेटी को बेटी जाने, पर स्त्री को मात बखाने, अपन स्त्री से रत होई, that one sick has होई. Yeah, so usually when people get married, we advise them that other people's daughters are like your daughters. Other people's wives consider them to be either your mothers or sisters. Yeah, and be loving to your own wife. अपन स्त्री से रत होई. Make sure you are loving, caring to your own wife, specifically stated, yeah? So those people who sometimes behave like goons and I don't know what word to use, animalistic behavior towards their wives, who practice wife beating, wife abuse, specifically stated here, don't. Because however good you are in Gurdwara or elsewhere, if you don't know how to treat your lady with respect, you are not a Rehatwant Sikh. Apan istri so rat hoi, Rehatwant Singh hai soi. इसी तरह सिख स्त्री अपने पतिव्रत धर्म विच रहे. And in the same way, the lady should also respect the husband and stay faithful. गुरु का सिख जन्म तो लेके देहांत तक गुरु मर्यादा करे. So this is not just for those people who are baptized. All these things are from the day we are born till the day we die. सिख ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣ ਸਮੇਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਵੇ. ਮਰਦ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਸੇਮ. ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੇ, ਬੰਦਾ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੇ, ਇਸਤਰੀ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੇ, everybody. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਸਿੱਖ ਇਸਤਰੀਆਂ ਲਈ ਪਰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਘੁੱਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਉਚਿਤ ਨਹੀਂ. No, you don't need to ਘੁੰਡ ਕੱਢੋ. Yeah, although I know there are old Punjabi songs that say, oh, I'm doing the khund in front of my mother-in-law and all that. No need. Yeah. ਸਿੱਖ ਲਈ ਕਛਹਿਰੇ ਤੇ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਛੁੱਟ ਪੁਸ਼ਾਕ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਬਾਕੀ ਕੋਈ ਪਾਬੰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ. ਸਿੱਖ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਸਜਾਏ ਜਾਂ ਨਾ ਸਜਾਏ, ਦੋਵੇਂ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ. So you see how reasonable and how well researched and articulated our Sikh Rehat Maryada is. For a Sikh, dastar is important, kachhara is important. What you wear on top of the kachhara, whether you wear a shirt or a kurta or whatever, is fine. Yeah, of course it is in your own interest to look decent wherever you go, whatever you do. And for Sikh Aurta, if you wear a turban or pug, it doesn't make you more pious or holy or anything like that. But if you do it as a fashion statement, that's a great thing. Yeah, and if you don't, it's equally okay. Yeah, so these are some of the things that are written in Sikh Rehat Maryada that I wanted to share with you. That specifically for our personal life as Guru Ke Sikh. I know many of these things have been covered in other topics, but now this is what is written in Sikh Rehat Maryada all in one go. Yeah, so I hope this will give us some guidance on how we actually look at these things. So Pulla Chukan di Khimaji, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.